Good morning, friends. Welcome to Dr. PM Times. This is Dr. Murugesan. Friends, in this episode, we will concentrate on why obesity is problematic nowadays. Earlier, when we were young, our mother used to feed us well and make the child look plumpier. So, plumpiness was related to prosperity and healthy. Plumpier the child, the mother thinks that the child is healthy, but it is no longer considered so. Plumpier the child becomes more prone for obesity later. If the person is obese, especially after 40 years, he is likely to face a lot of problems. And what are the problems faced by an obese person? That is what I am going to concentrate. So the problem starts here. The person's self-confidence goes. There is poor self-esteem. He is not able to mingle freely with others. He has a distorted body image of himself. He doesn't have the confidence. He thinks that he is obese and he is not looking good in front of others, so he cannot communicate properly. Also, his intellectual behavior, his professional achievement, everything deteriorates because of the obesity. So, it is more or psychosomatic disorder. It causes a lot of psychological disturbance. Then it also causes systematic disturbance. It affects almost all the systems in the body. Primarily, it affects the cardiorespiratory system. In the respiratory system, because of obesity, excess fat, the respiratory muscles and the diaphragm becomes ineffective. The person doesn't have a free flow of air. He breathes with difficulty, and so he develops what is called exertional dyspnea. Even if he climbs the stairs for one floor, he develops dyspnea because his respiratory muscles are not working properly, not efficient enough. Then an obese person also suffers from another problem called sleep apnea, wherein in between sleep, when he falls into deep sleep, he can no longer breathe freely. His upper airway muscles tone decreases drastically. So there is a choking for breath. He has to get up from sleep, go to the window, take 2-3 wisps of fresh air, then come back and continue to sleep. This especially occurs when the person moves on from non-REM to REM sleep. And this REM sleep comes 3 to 4 episodes per sleep period. So every night, if a person develops the sleep apnea for 3 to 4 times, then he has quality of sleep drastically falls down. He doesn't feel fresh in the morning. So next day productivity falls down, and he has excessive sleepiness in daytime. That is why he sleeps even when the car waits and signals for a few seconds. Then after getting the blaring from the back, he starts moving. So the sleep apnea is common in obese individuals. And also bronchial asthma is very common. Narrowed airways, when the climate also drastically falls, bronchospasm secretions add on to the breathing difficulty. So asthma or obstructive pulmonary disorder are common in obese person. Then in cardiovascular system, obese people are more prone for elevated blood pressure. They are more prone for endothelial damage because of the cytokines released from abdominal adipocytes. I have already told you, adipocytokines cause endothelial damage, make the individual prone for atherosclerosis, and there is also a tendency for hypercoagulability. The coagulation disorders are more. All these makes the person prone for coronary heart disease. So the quality of life, the very life expectancy deteriorates in the obese person. Suppose the average lifespan in an adult male is 70 years, in an obese it drops to 64 or 65 years. Then in the abdomen, the gastrointestinal tract, obese persons are prone for this disorder called gastroesophageal reflux disorder, where there is reflux of gastric juice into the esophagus, especially at night when he falls to bed or when he falls asleep after having a full meals late at night. Because of the excess fat, the diaphragm muscle is weak, so doesn't act as a valve and prevent the reflux of stomach content into the esophagus. The stomach contents move to the esophagus. They suffer from what is called gastric burn at night, otherwise gastroesophageal reflux disorder. Also, obese persons are more prone to develop fatty liver. Accumulation of fat in the liver causes a major problem nowadays. even in vegetarians, even in non-drinkers. It is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which predisposes the individual to cirrhosis later on. And the individual is also more prone for developing gallstones, cholecystitis thereof. So then it also affects the endocrine system. The obese person, because of the adipocytokines that are released reaching the liver, are more prone for insulin resistance, and insulin resistance causes type 2 diabetes mellitus. And obese people also suffer from menstrual irregularities, polycystic ovarian disease, infertility is common in obese women, and all sorts of endocrine dysfunctions, hypothyroidism, everything is associated, either cause obesity or associated with obesity. Either hypothyroidism can lead on to obesity, or obesity can cause polycystic ovarian disease, menstrual irregularities, infertility, etc., etc. Then obesity also affects the kidney. It makes the individual prone for glomerulosclerosis, renal carcinoma. Cancer is very, very common in obese individuals. Obesity and cancer. Obesity is an important risk factor for cancer apart from other risk factors. Obese individuals are prone for CA breast, CA endometrium, renal cancer, colorectal cancer, very, very common in obese individuals. So, when you all know cancer and life expectancy are interrelated, the quality of life goes, life expectancy falls down drastically. Also, obese individuals are prone for musculoskeletal disorders, more the osteoarthritis of knee because of the weight they are not able to bear, the degeneration of knee add on to the weight and loss of hormones in old age menopausal women. The obesity contributes further to arthritic changes, degeneration. They are also more prone for ankle sprains, flat feet, they are more prone for backache. All these decreases the quality of life, especially in women more than 45-year-old. When the woman reaches, attains menopause, she also develops osteoarthritis, then her quality of life drops further. So, just we see obesity affects, causes all systemic disorders, endocrine disturbance, psychosocial disturbance. So, correction of obesity is very, very essential to improve the quality of life, to improve the life expectancy of the patient. Thank you.